So here we are on the review sheets. Let's fast forward to chapter 5, okay? So in chapter 5, we pretty much went through what the inventory types are, right? We know what periodic inventory and perpetual inventory is, right? Know the difference between them. I will be testing you on knowing the difference, okay? Now, in regards to calculations, right, as we saw on the Scratch worksheet, I will be testing you on all 3 costing methods, okay? So under periodic, we learned that there are 3 costing methods, which is the LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average, okay? So again, making sure that you understand that the cost of the inventory will include all costs it takes to get the item to the store. Practicing how to journalize purchases for periodic inventory, right? We recognize them as expenses versus inventory. And then at the end, when we take our physical count, then you will know exactly how much inventory you need to do when you do a conversion entry, okay? And then you're going to convert from purchase expense into inventory, okay? Make sure you understand the whole FOB shipping section there. Okay. Other things that we got to take a look here is going to be net method and gross method. I will test you on this, so make sure that you guys know the difference between the two, right? When we talk about terms, understand what terms actually means, all right? And especially journalizing when it comes to knowing the net method versus the gross method. Okay, so if it's the net method, you're going to take the discount immediately and calculate it. And then for the gross method, you wait till the end, until when you do make a payment, then you record that you'll get the discount later. Okay. Other things that we took a look to here is going to be returns and allowances. I will not test you anything on returns and allowances. I may ask you a simple question like which accounts are going to be appropriate to use when you are making a return, okay? And that's as far as I'll go, okay? So that section's covered, okay? And then we talked about the costing methods when we are dealing with periodic inventory. So here, when we journalize our purchases of inventory, right, we're debiting our expenses, right? We're debiting purchase expense and freight expense. At the end of a given period, you are required to have a conversion entry, which allows you to zero out or to take your bucket of purchase expense and freight expense and dump it into either inventory or the cost of goods sold, right? There's a reason why we complete the inventory worksheet, so then when we journalize, we have the numbers readily available here. We just take those numbers from our inventory worksheet and plug them into our journal. Okay. So here we take a look at FIFO, right? You're going to start from the top and make your way down to the bottom. Okay. Where LIFO, you're going to start from the bottom and make your way to the top. And then weighted average, we don't care what came first or what came last. All we care is about what the goods available are, right? And what the total cost is, and divide it so then you get an average cost per item. Okay? So that's weighted average for you. Okay? Then in chapter 6, right, we talked about sales, right? Making sure that you understand how to record sales, because that will be a major part of the exam. Okay, being able to record sales, okay, being able to record purchases of inventory. We also need to be able to know how to record the sale of inventory, okay? So making sure that you have sales and sales, right? In this test, I will not test you on sales tax, so I'm going to be pretty straightforward saying that there is no sales tax, okay? It's written in there. Assume that there's no sales tax. So therefore, you do not need a sales tax payable. I just want you to be able to journalize the sales, right? How did you receive money? Did you receive it by cash, or did you place it on an account? And then sales, right? As far as sales returns and allowances, I may ask you journal questions, but I'm not going to ask you to actually compute it. Okay. And then, of course, there is going to be a lower cost or market question. So if you guys remember, I provided the table for you. So you do need to make sure that you know how to gather in the information, right? I will be giving you half the table, right, of the original cost, the replacement cost, the selling price, the amount to dispose, and the amount of profit, right? All of that is going to be given to you. Now, the only thing that you need to do is to be able to solve for the ceiling price, the floor price, and then I'm on the wrong slide. Sorry about that. You're going to need to know that section right here. So this section where you do need to know how to solve for the ceiling, the floor, and then once again, the market and the lower cost or market is going to be a comparison, right? You're going to compare the three numbers that you need. So the ceiling, the floor, and the replacement, and whichever's in the middle, you're going to choose that one, and that's going to become your market. And then the last question you need to answer is, which one's lower, the original cost or the market? Okay? So that's that there. Okay? Now, as far as discounts, I don't believe I have like an actual problem for you to figure out, but I may ask you general questions on how to journalize that. But in this case, I don't believe I have so, but just because majority of the exam is going to be conceptual based on chapters 1 through 4. So already I already gave you that 10 of those questions is going to be fill in the account type, category, and normal balance. We have 3 periodic inventory tables, so that therefore that could be anywhere from 2 questions each. So that's already 6 questions. And then everything else is going to be basically answering concept questions. Okay. So there we have it. That was chapter 5 and all the way up to chapter 6. Okay. All the way up to lower cost of market. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the rest of the study guide. Okay. Starting with question number 25, 1 point each. Okay, what are the tracking methods used for inventory?
A.
Yes, right? This is to keep track of it. You would keep it track either periodically or perpetual. Okay? So in this case, meaning every once in a while or all the time, constantly. Okay? In this case, right, in chapter 5 and 6, right, you do need to know we're going to be focusing more primarily on periodic. After the exam, we'll dive right into understanding perpetual inventory. Okay? Number 26. What are the costing methods used in inventory?
D.
All of the above is correct, yes. Now, when we dive into perpetual inventory, you will learn that we will be using the same exact 3 methods, right? FIFO, LIFO, and instead of weighted average, it's called moving average. And it will make sense because as when we calculate our average cost, it's going to move along every time you make a purchase and every time you sell an item. So in this case, yes, all of the above is going to be the correct answer. Number 7, okay, an auto repair shop stocks inventory based on car manufacturing brands, okay, the car models, and car parts, okay. This is an example of which kind of inventory costing method?
A.
Yes, specific ID. So, yes. Okay. Number 28, okay, when delivery charges are made on COD, what does that mean?
C, cash on delivery.
Cash on delivery. Good. All right. It doesn't mean currently orders discharged. It's not code on demand, and it is not crate on departure. Okay. Pretty close, but they all kind of say the same thing, except the actual is cash on delivery. Okay. Number 29. Okay. What is the definition of periodic and perpetual?
Say.
A?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Periodic means once in a while, and perpetual means constantly. Yes. Okay. Definitely, you need to definitely know that. Okay. Periodic does not mean constantly and does not mean at the end of a given period. Okay. Nor does it mean at the beginning of the period either. Okay. Number 30, okay? True or false? At the end of the period, okay, under the periodic tracking method, a conversion entry is required or needed. Okay. Again, true or false? At the end of the the period under periodic tracking method, okay, a conversion entry is needed. That is true, yes, because right, we originally recognized our inventory as a expense. So when we find out what our totals are at the end of the given period, you are required to do a conversion entry. So this is where we're going to practice here how to fill out our table. So this is just a simplified table. It does majority of the work here, but let's go ahead and just do a quick one. All right. So here, using the following information with the table to answer the next two questions, okay? So that means there's two questions after this. All right, and here is the scenario, and then right here says your tracking and costing methods are periodic FIFO, okay? So let's talk about the first one. On June 1st, okay, you purchased a total of 100 toys at costing $1 each, with the freight costing $25. Okay, so the date is June 1st. All right, quantity 100 at $1 each, with the freight costing $25. So here, what is my purchase expense?
$100.
$100 plus freight of $25 gives you a total cost of
$125.
$125, which then leaves my cost per item to be
$1.25.
$1.25. Good. Okay. So then on June 10, you end up purchasing another 200 toys costing $1.25 each, with the freight costing you $50. So, June 10, we purchased 200 items at $1.25, with the freight costing $50. So, what is my total purchases here?
$250.
$250, okay? Plus 50 gives me a total cost of
300.
300, okay? Which then brings my cost per item to be
$1.50. $1.50.
$1.50. Good. The next section says right here that on June 12th, you sold 200 toys at $5 each. No sales tax was charged. So in this case, what do we do with this sales?
Nothing.
You do nothing, exactly. Because our table right here only focuses on purchases only. Okay. Then June 15, you purchase a total of 300 units costing at $1.50 with a freight of 75. So June 15, you have 300 units at $1.50 with a freight of 75. So in this case, how much was my purchases?
$450.
450 plus 75.
525.
Okay, 525, which gives me a cost per item to be
$175.
$1.75 each. Okay. Then on June 21st, you sold 250 toys at $5 each with no sales tax, which we mentioned if it's a sale, we don't do anything about it. And then at the end of June 30th, you had a total of 150 toys left on hand. Okay. So there we have it, 150 toys. So our job here is to find out what our total cost of goods sold is and what our ending inventory balance is. So in this case, let's sum up our totals. What was the total amount of toys that I bought?
600.
600, okay. At what total purchase price?
$800.
800. Okay. At what, how much was my total freight?
$150.
150, giving me a total cost of
$950.
950. Okay. So if I had a total of 600 available and I have a total of 150 left on inventory, how much did I sell?
$450.
450. Okay. So now we need to go ahead and start calculating our totals here. Okay. Since we're using FIFO, right? It says right here, your inventory method is FIFO. Okay. Which batch of inventory are we going to take out from first?
100.
100, okay, at $1.25 each, which should give you a total of 125. Okay. So that's our first 100. How much more do we need to keep going? So in this case, which batch of inventory are we going to take out from next?
200.
200, right, at $1.50, which gives me a grand total of 300. Okay. So now I sold 300. How many more do I need to sell?
150.
150 at $1.75.
75.
So that gives me a total of
262.5.
262.50. So give me my grand total here. So in this case, I have a total of 450 that I sold at a total cost of
687.50.
687.50. Okay. So once again, we're going to plug those numbers in here. So for selling 450 units, cost me $687.50. So therefore, what is my total ending balance? What is my total ending balance?
Uh, 260, 250.
262.50. Okay. So let's answer the next two questions. So question number 31 says, what is the total cost of your ending inventory on hand? Right? 262.50. Okay. Number 32 asks, what is the total cost of your cost of goods sold? 687.50. So which that is letter C. Okay. And this is a perfect example of what I'm going to ask you on the exam, okay? I'm going to give you a series of scenarios. I'm not going to require any purchase discounts, purchase returns, and allowances. It's just simply purchases. And the goal here is I need you to tell me what is the ending balance in your inventory and what is the total cost of goods sold, okay? By calculating using all three methods. Okay, and the questions are going to be identical. Where you're I'm asking is what is the total balance in your ending inventory, and what is the total cost of your cost of goods sold. Okay. Any questions there?
Nope.
No.
All right, so we have the same exact scenario for the next one, except the key difference is that your tracking and costing methods are periodic weighted average. Okay, if you can do FIFO, right, you can might as well do LIFO. Okay, in this case, I'm asking you to do weighted average. So let's see the scenario. Okay, so June 1st, right? You still purchased 100 toys at $1 each with a freight of 25, right? June 10, you still purchased 200 items at $1.25. So all the scenario is exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy and paste this to save some time so we don't have to put all of that in there again. Okay. However, the difference here is we're using weighted average. In this case, right, what is going to be my total weighted average per item? Okay. What's going to be my average cost per item?
$1.58.3333.
Okay, so good. So in order to solve for that, it's going to be your 950 divided by your total quantity of 600, which should give you $1.533333. Is that what you said? Yeah, Isabel?
Yeah, no, 58.333.
Oh, 583.
Yep.
There you go. Perfect. So good. 515833. Okay. So if I had a total of 600 units and I have 150 left remaining, I must have sold a total of 450 items. So the easiest way to solve for this is what is my total items that I sold, which is 450, multiplied by my average cost per item, making it $1.58333. And what do I get? What's my total cost?
$712.5.
$712.50. Good. $712.50. So then what is going to be my ending balance?
$237.5.
Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the questions here. So question number 33, what is the total cost of your ending inventory on hand? Which we solved to be $237.50, right? That was that one right here. $237.50, right? I'm looking for ending balance. Okay. And the next question asked for number 34 says, what is the total cost of your cost of goods sold? Which we solved to be $712.50. So in this case, it is letter A. Okay. This is exactly how I'm gonna have it, okay? I'm gonna have the table provided for you, and your job is to answer these questions. Okay, what's this? What's the ending balance, and what's the cost of goods sold? Okay, and I'm gonna have it multiple choice, just like this. Okay. So next one we have here is going to be in the same exact scenario. Okay, except the only difference is your tracking and costing method is periodic LIFO. So let's go ahead and practice that once again. I'm going to copy and paste the cells from the previous one because it's the same exact scenario, right? We made a purchase of 100 on June 1st and then 200 on June 5th or June 10th. So in this case, right, we are looking at LIFO. Okay, so if we had a total of 150 left on hand, we should have sold 450 units. So this time, how am I going to calculate my cost of goods sold? So which batch of inventory am I going to be taking out from first if I'm using LIFO method?
The 300.
We're going to take out from the 300. Okay? So 300 times $1.75, which we know to be a total of $525. Okay. How many more do I need to sell to reach 150? Oh, sorry, 450.
150.
150 more at $1.50 each. So in this case, what is my total here?
$225.
225, okay? So here I have a total of 450 items at a grand total of 750. Okay. So if I sold a total of $750, what is my total ending balance?
$200.
$200, okay? So then let's answer the questions. What is the total cost of your ending balance or your ending inventory, which we sold for $200, okay? Then question number 36 says, what is the total cost of your cost of goods sold, which we solved to be $750. So in this case, letter B, $750. Okay. So here we have it. We practiced all three methods. So this is something similar. Obviously, it's not going to be the same exact, but in this case, it's very similar to the exam on how I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you a scenario, and your job is to be able to tell the difference between the three methods. Okay, I may use the same scenarios for each of the question. I might choose different numbers for each of the questions, okay? So in this case, this is just an example on how you're able to tell the difference between the three methods, right? Using LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average, and being able to get three different costs for the cost of goods sold and the ending inventory. Okay, so that's the main goal. Now, I may go as far as to trick you by adding answers for other methods. So, for example, if I ask you a question that's revolving LIFO, right? I could more so put answers that are for FIFO and weighted average to kind of throw you guys off. So make sure that you know what you're doing. Make sure you're doing the correct method, because I will test you on whether you know the difference and you know what you're doing. Okay. Question 37. If on June 15, the terms are 5% 15, net 30, okay, and you decided to pay the vendor on June 30th, okay, how much is the purchase discount?
B, 2250.
Wow, I didn't even give you the context of where the numbers came from, but I'm assuming it's from this scenario here on June 15. So on June 15, right, we purchased a total of 300 toys at $1.50. Okay, so 300 at $1.50, which we got to be $4.50, I think. Okay. So 300 times $1.50 equals $4.50, and we're looking at the discount. So the discount is 0.5%, which gives me a total. What did you say, Nancy?
$22.50.
Okay. Let's go ahead and double check that. Isabel, did you get the same answer?
Did you ask me something?
Yeah. Did
Oh,
you get the
sorry.
same answer?
Yes.
$22.50. So in this case,
Mhm.
$22.50 is correct. Okay. Okay. If on June 15 you found 30 broken toys, okay, and you end up returning the items for a full refund, okay, what is the correct entry? Okay. So let me see. Let me see if I put in the context there. Use the next to answer questions 35 through 40. Okay, my bad. I didn't read. So we're using this for questions 35 through 40. So in this case, 38, okay? If on June 15 you found 30 broken toys, okay, and you return the items for a full refund, what is the correct entry? So in this case, right, we purchased the items at $1.50 each, right? So in this case, I need to multiply that by 30 because I'm getting a full refund. So what is my total amount of refund that I should be getting?
45.
$45, okay? So now the question is going to ask you, are you doing a sales return and allowances for $45? A purchase returns and allowances for $45?
Yes, and B.
Yes, that's correct, right? Now, again, in this one, I've also included, right, what the total amount was if you included the freight. So if you did $175 instead of $150, then you would have gotten the $52.50. Okay, so correct. B is correct because we're not dealing with customers, we're dealing with the vendor, right? Because we purchased the toys from the vendor, so therefore it's a purchase returns and allowances. Good. Okay. All right, number 39, chapter 6, right? We're moving into chapter 6 territory. If on June 24th, a customer returns 20 of those toys for because they were defective, okay, and you give him a full refund. What is the correct entry? So let's take a look on how many of those, how much we sold it for. So June 20th, right, you sold 250 toys at $5 each, no sales tax. So each toy is $5 each. Okay. So in this case, right, if I am looking at giving my customer a full refund for a total of 20 toys, right? So what's 5 times 20?
100.
$100. So in this case, am I going to do a sales returns and allowances for $35? Am I going to do a
No.
purchase returns and allowance for $35?
No.
Am I going to do a purchase returns and allowances for $100?
No.
No, because
You do B.
you would do D, right? Because we're dealing with a customer. So in this case, they're getting a full refund for the customer because we sold items to them. So make sure you use the selling price, not the cost price. And you should get D as your answer. Okay. And then last but not least, question number 40. If there was a store-wide sale, okay, which all toys are 40% off on June 20th, okay, what is the discounted amount? Okay, so in this case, right, if we sold everything for $5 each, right, and in this case, how many items did we sell on June 20th? Let's see. June 20th, you sold a total of 250 toys. Okay. So June 20th. Okay. So what is my total amount of sales? If I sold 250 toys at $5 each on June 20th, what is my total amount here?
$1,250.
1,250. Okay, good. And if I have a store-wide discount, right, of 40% off, what is my total discounted amount?
500.
$500. So let's answer the question. Are you going to have a purchase discount for 180? A sales discount for 180? A sales discount for 500 or a purchase discount for 500?
C.
C, because this is a in-store wide sale, so you're selling to your customers and you're discounting at the $5 up to 40%. So in this case, right, your answer is indeed letter C. Okay, so now we're going to be doing a lower cost of market. Okay, using the following table to answer the question number 31. Okay, so ignore that. It should be answer 41, not 31. Okay. So, if the information was given to say that we originally purchased these items at $3.75 each, the replacement cost is $3.66. Okay. The selling price is $8. The cost to dispose it is 77 cents. And the amount of profit is $3.45. Okay? So in this case, how do I solve for my ceiling price? Okay. Ceiling.
$7.23.
Yes, we're going to take our selling price minus the amount of minus the disposal, which is going to give you $7.23. You said
23.
perfect. $7.23. Okay. Now, how do I solve for my floor?
723
723 minus
$3.45
$3.45
equal 378.
$3.78. Okay, $3.78. So next thing we gotta do is compare our numbers here. So my three numbers I'm gonna compare is my ceiling of $7.23, my floor of $3.78, and my replacement cost of $3.66. Okay, so in this case, which number is going to be in the middle?
$3.79.
$3.78. So the last question we have to ask is to compare which one's lower, the original cost of $3.75 each or the market cost of $3.78.
$3.75.
$3.75 is lower. So in this case, answer the question, which one is lower, cost or market? And the answer is
$3.75.
$3.75 each. Good. Oh, and I guess that's it for the chapter 5 and 6 review. Okay. Any questions in regards to this study guide?
No?
Okay. So like I said, you guys do very well with the chapter 5 with the whole periodic inventory. Okay. So again, this is just extra practice for you. We done the study guide together, so hopefully in the next couple hours or so, your only homework is to just take the test. There's no quiz, there's no journal due. Okay, this week is a break because you have your exam. Okay. So let me go ahead and stop this real quick so I can go ahead and give you the rundown